Today, we delve into a curious case that blurs the lines between medical phenomena and the human experience. Our subject is a man who, at first glance, seems entirely ordinary. He wakes up each day, goes to work, interacts with friends and family, and lives a life that many would consider conventional. However, beneath this facade of normalcy lies a peculiar and alarming development: a lump on his foot. Initially, this lump appears innocuous, perhaps even a minor inconvenience. It's small, barely noticeable, and he brushes it off as a simple callus or a wart, something that will fade with time, or a visit to the doctor. But as days turn into weeks, the lump begins to grow, slowly but surely. At first, it's just a little uncomfortable, a slight ache after a long day. He attributes it to his busy lifestyle, the shoes he wears, or even the hours spent standing at work. He ignores it, hoping it will resolve itself. But the lump has other plans. It continues to grow, and with each passing day, it becomes more prominent, more demanding of his attention. He starts to feel a sense of unease, a creeping anxiety that something is not quite right. It begins to affect his daily life. He finds himself limping slightly, favoring his other foot to avoid the discomfort. Friends and family notice his change in demeanor, the way he winces when he steps down. Concerned, they urge him to seek medical advice. Reluctantly, he schedules an appointment with a doctor. The medical professional examines the lump, questions him about his symptoms, and orders a series of tests. The anticipation is palpable as he waits for results, oscillating between hope and dread. What could this lump be? A benign growth? An infection? Or something more sinister? As the days drag on, the lump becomes a constant presence in his life, an unwelcome companion that he cannot ignore. It continues to grow, spreading beyond his foot, and soon he notices changes in his body. The lump seems to have a mind of its own, as if it's reaching out, invading his flesh, and establishing a foothold. It spreads to his ankle, then his calf, and eventually up his leg. His body is no longer his own. It feels as if he is being consumed from within. The psychological toll is immense. He feels a loss of control, a disconnection from his own identity. The lump is not just a physical ailment. It is a manifestation of his fears, his insecurities, and the very essence of his being. He begins to question who he is beneath the surface. As the lump takes over more and more of his body, it becomes a grotesque metaphor for the things he has ignored in his life: stress, anxiety, unresolved issues. Each inch it spreads is a reminder of the things he has pushed aside, the emotions he has bottled up. As the lump grows, so does his sense of isolation. Friends begin to drift away, unsure of how to approach him. They don't understand his struggle, the way he feels trapped within his own skin. The lump is more than just a physical presence. It represents his fears, his failures, and the parts of himself he has neglected. He finds solace in the company of those who share similar experiences, individuals who have battled their own demons. But even they can only offer so much comfort. The medical community becomes increasingly concerned as the lump continues to defy explanation. Biopsies and scans reveal nothing conclusive, and doctors are baffled by its aggressive growth. With each visit, he feels more like a specimen than a person. Reduced to a series of tests and measurements, the lump transforms from a mere inconvenience into an all-consuming entity, and he begins to feel as if he is fading away, his consciousness overshadowed by this foreign growth. As the lump reaches its peak, it begins to take over not just his body, but also his mind. He experiences moments of disorientation where he can't tell if he's dreaming or awake. Memories become fragmented, thoughts muddled. The lump is no longer just a physical presence. It has infiltrated his consciousness, and he feels as if he is losing himself. The man who once had hopes, dreams, and aspirations now finds himself struggling to remember who he was before this all began. The climax of this bizarre journey comes when the lump fully engulfs him. He wakes one morning to find that he can no longer move his limbs as he once did. The lump has taken over completely, and he feels as if he is trapped within a prison of his own making. The world around him continues to spin, but he is rendered powerless, watching as life goes on without him. The realization hits him hard. He has become a spectator in his own life, a mere shadow of the man he once was. In this strange and unsettling narrative, we explore the complexities of identity, the fragility of the human body, and the psychological impact of physical ailments. The lump serves as a powerful metaphor for the things we ignore, the emotions we suppress, and the fears we allow to take root in our lives. It reminds us of the importance of addressing our mental and physical health, of seeking help when we need it, and of recognizing that our bodies and minds are intricately connected. Ultimately, this man's journey is a cautionary tale, a reminder that neglecting our well-being can lead to unforeseen consequences. The lump on his foot may have started as a small, insignificant annoyance, but it grew into something far more profound, a lesson in the importance of self-care, awareness, and the need to confront our inner struggles before they consume us entirely.